Brody!
That's fine. Covering is God's natural.
How's it going? Hi, I'm Jade.
I'm Danny.
And together we are
Basex. We did it. Yeah. We're getting better at this.
Getting better. So something that we're going to be talking about today is actually what lubes can be made out of, and essentially the barest roots of lube. I'm talking the extreme basics of lube. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is actually Divine 9 here. This one is a pretty regular water-based lube. Benefits of water-based lubes are that they're safe to use with really any toy out there. They're, for the most part, the most close to natural flowing lubricants, so they feel a lot more realistic, and it's usually the more preferred as they're easy to clean up and kind of give you that realistic sensation. Now, the other thing that's going on with water-based lubes is the fact that they are
water soluble?
Yeah, so because they break down water like that, they are really easy to clean off, so they're not the best thing for, say, sex in the shower. But there are variants within water-based lubes. The thicker it is, the longer it's going to last, where it also gets really tacky, and that's usually because of the stuff called the glycerin that's kind of suspended in there. But the benefit with the lubes like Divine 9, because there's no glycerin in them, they're really thin. As a result, they allow for a lot better sensitivity for women, and yeah, they're just usually the more preferred things. But in a later video, we'll go over the differences on things like anal lubes and why they need to be a little bit thicker. But actually, speaking of sex in the shower, Danny, you actually have a different product that you want to go over.
Right, so here we have the Pure Original. It's a German pharmaceutical grade silicone, which is the highest grade of silicone that we've been able to find as far as lubes go. Silicone's really great because, like you said, it is totally fine in the shower. It doesn't wash away with just water. You actually have to use soap to get it off, which, on a note, if you have sensitivities like UTIs, yeast infections, if you're prone to those, don't use silicone because you have to use soap to get it off, and soap can actually lead to yeast infections. We'll go over sensitivities and stuff in a later video. I really like silicone because it lasts forever. Literally forever. It's kind of ridiculous. And you can use it with glass toys, you can use it with metal toys, but don't use it with silicone toys. Silicone and silicone, I like to say that it's kind of vain, so it likes to stick to itself. And it ruins the toy, so don't do that.
It's like me looking in a mirror.
Yeah. It's disturbing. But it is safe in the shower, hot tub, bath, and it lasts forever. And it's really wonderful. Lake. Ocean.
Don't use it in the ocean. There's things that are bigger than you, and that's scary.
There are things in lakes. Haven't you seen? Okay, bull sharks have been found super far up in rivers, guys. Bull sharks. And they're the most aggressive sharks. Super high testosterone. Off topic.
Cthulhu is in the ocean, Danny. I don't want him looking at my Ghibli bits.
Ghibli bits? Go on to silicone. Or not
you did
silicone. Silicone.
Okay, so, sorry. A little bit off topic there. Not much, I don't know.
Just go.
Cthulhu and lube, they go hand in hand. So the next product that we're going to actually be talking about is Wet's...
Tentacle porn, oh god.
Wet's tentacle porn?
No. Cthulhu and lube, tentacle porn.
Okay. We know what you're into. So we're going to be talking about Synergy from Wet. The benefit of hybrid lubes now. They actually use a mixture of silicone and water-based together. As a result, you kind of get some pretty interesting effects. Most noticeably is the fact that it lasts longer than your average water-based does, but it's a hell of a lot easier to clean up than silicone. Something that Danny actually left out on the whole silicone thing is cleaning up, bed sheets, clothes. In particular, here at Enchantices, we've had somebody, were you here when somebody dropped a bottle? I can't remember what one it was. Somebody knocked it off our shelf, exploded all over onto the carpet, and it was something along the lines of 4 or 5 hours. My entire shift was hands and knees scrubbing the floor trying to get that out, and it was awesome because there was this foot by foot patch on the ground that if you stepped on, you could go like sliding like you were on ice. It was amazing. Up until I slipped.
Explains the head injury.
Yeah. That's why I'm so pretty. Anyways, back on topic. So, Wet Synergy Lube is actually really cool, simply on the basis that it lasts really long, is easy to clean up, and for the most part, a lot of people do recommend using hybrid lubes on silicone toys. I try not to, simply on the basis that there's tons of different tons of different silicone types out there, and all it takes is literally one matchup of one silicone to another silicone, and it'll create kind of something very similar to an oil pull effect, and it gets messy really quick. I call it like boogerification or liquefaction on your toy. Well, it creates like little boogers in some cases. Worst case scenario, if you have a lot of silicone on a silicone toy, it can melt it. But for the most part, because it is a very low percentage of the silicone in most hybrids, they do tend to physically be fairly safe. And for the most part, for anybody that didn't know, when you actually suspend silicone within water, it actually creates kind of an interesting effect. If you look at any lotion that you have at your house, it's going to say something like dimethicone and aqua, formed water of course, but like usually most lotions that are on the market are already a hybrid lube. I wouldn't use them internally.
Don't use them internally.
To that effect, that's kind of what you get out of certain hybrids. A lot of times they're really creamy, a little bit thicker. They're usually a really preferred thing for like things like anal sex or prolonging just regular sex. But actually, we actually have another hybrid here too.
Okay, this is probably our most unique lube, for lack of a better description. It's a coconut oil and water hybrid. So there's no silicone. It's completely safe with toys. But keeping in mind, most oils aren't safe internally. Coconut oil is actually kind of this like miracle oil that you can use it internally. You can use it in your hair, you can use it on your face. And it's really silky smooth. It's also not safe with condoms. Just any oil will completely destroy condoms. So
Latex condoms.
Latex condoms. I'd be careful with the other condoms just in case. Just in case. Just in case.
The other thing that's kind of cool, I don't know necessarily about using this, I've never tried it, but like a lot of people use coconut oil for the sake of like, teeth whitening too, like using an oil pull effect. Yeah, it's weird, but I don't know, if you're lazy and you don't want to brush your teeth, eh? Not bashing on the community. I think I actually learned that tip from our boss. Kim here does that, so. Hi Kim.
She has really nice teeth too.
Yeah. I wish I had nice teeth.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that is the Basex of lube. Enjoy. Go get wet. It'll be divine. Have some pure coconut oil? I don't know. I tried.
That was good. I like that.
Oh god. Okay, anyway, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Go have fun with some lubes. Explore.
And if there's questions or comments on anything, just throw them down right in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. And if there's any questions that you want, like a very direct, fast answer, you can check us out at Basex. What's our?
Danny-Jade.
There's a link in the section down below.
We'll do it.
But we have a Facebook page, so if you go there and private message us, it's usually something like 7 minutes that it takes for one of us to get an answer to you. So, but yeah, as always, thanks for watching and have an amazing day.
Bye.